I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. Johanna, will you read the statement of compliance?
Sure. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the Atlantic City Press, Star Ledger, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, the municipal website, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Please turn off all electronic devices.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Johanna, please take the roll.
Mayor Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg,
I am here.
Commissioner Horn.
Here.
Do we have a motion for the approval of our August 17th regular and workshop capital meeting minutes?
Motion.
I will second.
Mayor Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Horn.
Yes.
All right, we will now open the floor to public comment. If anyone has any public comment, please step forward to the microphone, state your name and address.
Art Cortelli, 114 North Lancaster Avenue. We have about 50 streets that run north and south in Margate. And they run one north, one south, one north, one south. But then there's a strange group of streets from Lancaster Avenue to Union Avenue, eight or nine blocks, that are two-way. And then it goes back to one up and one down again for the rest of Margate. And South Side stays one up and one down even within those 8 or 9 streets. But this two-way is really, really strange because there's only one lane of traffic and you have a 2-lane street so what's happening is people are coming down the street and others are coming up the street. And they're getting face to face. It gets a little like, can I duck into this empty parking spot or can I pull in somebody's driveway? It's really getting to be annoying. The worst part of all of it, since I live on Lancaster Avenue, I'm on one of those streets, is if you start to get somewhere near a corner, someone can turn right into you. And this now means he has to back out or you have to back up or something. And I can't see, even Margate may be liable for something that's head-on if you have a two-way street and only has one lane. I think that this could easily be corrected by just continuing one north, one south, one north, as all the other streets are. And even the south sides of these streets that are two-way. If that was just continued, one up, one down, it would cure all this problem. I've run into this over and over. Mansfield, all the way down the line, Pembroke. And I'm wondering, do other people see this or is it just me? Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other public comment?
Thank you, Mayor. I always want to change the things we write when we're sitting down. My name is Richard Sless. I live in Linwood at 13 East Drive. I'm a retired Atlantic City 6th grade math and science teacher, a retired Atlantic City Beach Patrol lifeguard captain. For the last 5 years, I've taught swimming at Bright Stars Gymnastics Swimming Academy in EHT. My sister Marcy, a retired attorney, she lives at 413 North Essex Avenue in Margate. The Sless family has been at 413 North Essex Avenue since 1956 and through the 40s and 50s at 9 North Iroquois Avenue in Margate. I'd like to ask the Margate City Council, and I know about the library board, of course, but I'd like to ask the City Council to consider a name change for the Margate Library to the Joan Sless Memorial Library or the Joan H. Sless Library. Joan was the Margate librarian for 33 years. She passed away on July 17, 2019. Joan moved to Margate in 1956. She was a 1951 graduate of Atlantic City High School. Joan attended Drexel University and later commuted for many years to Glassboro, I'll say for 10 years to Glassboro, to attain her degree in library science so that she could be a librarian as opposed to a library aide. Joan was a member of the board of directors of Lucy. She was also the volunteer coordinator at Lucy. She wore her Lucy sweatshirt, bracelets, and hats wherever she went. Joan was a longtime member of the Atlantic City Historical Society, serving as an officer for many of those years. Joan was an extremely patriotic individual. She held a deep love of the United States. She proudly flew her flag on the flagpole outside of 413 North Essex Avenue, where it still flies today. As I mentioned, my sister lives at that address. I have 3 siblings, Marcy Sless, Stephen Sless, and Jacob Sless, who's here with me tonight with his daughter, Michaela. We grew up at the Margate Library. We grew up immersed in a town where my mother dedicated so much time and energy. She was beloved by many while serving at the library. She went above and beyond in every aspect of her job. She loved the library. She gave the library her heart and soul, and she literally gave it her blood, sweat, and tears. I have some photos I'll leave with you. They are a picture of just my mother, if you forgot her, my mother at the front desk, and a few more with all of her Margate friends. Some of them you'll certainly know. She was all Margate, and she loved the library. My mother is not alone as a dedicated Margate employee. I have known teachers and business people and many residents in all walks of life that have done so much for Margate. Honor them all as well, but I strongly believe that our Margate culture and history of any town nationwide could well be served with a resident, my mother's name on the library. Oftentimes we name buildings after those who gave their services for Margate. We'll never run out of amazing residents to honor. This is true in every community, as I just said. We recently lost another Margate resident library employee, Jerry McCabe. Jerry and my mother and another longtime library worker, K.D. Jacinto, were longtime beloved employees of the library, and they were all besties, the 3 of them, and throw in a couple of more. The naming of a building ensures that the person lives in perpetuity and whose memory is never forgotten. Our mother, Joan Sless, was one of these people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. I don't know, Ken, do you want to just touch on that? I know we had talked about the library board.
Yeah, and I did meet with members of the board and with Jim, and Jim was to reach out to Richard and have a conversation. I did speak to Richard between meetings, and that has not occurred yet, correct, Richard? Has not occurred.
First, the library board in May.
Right.
Patina City get back to me, but no one has gotten back to me. But
I spoke to Dr.
Sacred Council.
I spoke to Dr. Patina as well, and they were supposed to get back to Richard. I can circle back with them most certainly and have them do that.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, Jacob Sless, also known as JB, 315 Derby Avenue. So I just want to pick up a little bit on what Richard said, my brother said, because of course I'm here in support of his application 100%. I'm going to go back a little further than 1956. I'm going to go back to the early 1900s when my great-grandfather, Sam Sless, moved to Atlantic City. Margate was very small in
Can you
early
speak
1900s.
up?
Oh, I have to lean down to the mic.
Just louder.
Okay, so at that time when Sam came to Atlantic City in the early 1900s, my mother, Joan Sless, her parents, who were Jacob and Lillian Savitt, also came to Atlantic City, and they lived there, and they started their business. My mom didn't move to Margate till 1956, till she met my father, that's Alan Sless, but his parents, Ephraim and Hertha Sless, moved to Margate in the 1940s, and they lived in 9 North Iroquois, both Ephraim and Hertha, to the day they died. My mother and my father both lived at 413 North Essex Avenue since the 1950s, when Richard was a few months old when they moved in there, and they both lived at 413 North Essex until the day they each died in that home, similar to my grandparents. My grandfather's sister, Maisie Sless McGill, lived on Jasper Avenue her entire life until the day she died. My father's sister, Irma Sless Kaplan, lived and was raised at 9 North Iroquois as well, and she still lives with us, but she's in Longport right now. Also in Margate is my daughter. She lives at 7 Harbor Lane in Margate, where she lives with, well, her older sister now no longer lives there. That's Carly and Michaela, and their mother, Dana Sless. They live in Margate at 7 Harbor Lane. My sister, Marcy, who bought my mom's house when she passed away in 2019, now lives full-time back in Margate at 413 North Essex Avenue. So that's the family history. That's the connection to the city. So it's extensive. You know, it goes generations from my great-grandparents to my children. And My brother Stephen, who also was raised at 413 North Essex, his daughter Lauren has a daughter, Sarah Jane. So that's another generation of SLES, and I'm kind of weeding into SLES women, which is very significant. So it's my grandmother, my mother, my sister, my daughter, my brother's daughter, and my brother's granddaughter, all connected to 413 North Essex Avenue in Margate. Speaking specifically for a moment about my mom and my brother's request, which I support, she worked at that library for 33 years, and he said much more than work there. It was blood, sweat, and tears. She helped every child, every senior, every contemporary, and set all the programs in place. All the women that we all loved, Helen and Joy and Jerry and Kay, they all came there after my mom, and she made it a welcoming environment for every single one of them. And they were all wonderful library folks. My mom went back to Glassboro State College to get a degree in library science to offer as much as she could in support of the population of Margate for all the years she was there. And mother of 4 in her 30s, going back to college, commuting to Glassboro, no easy task, but she did that not just for herself, but for her love of the city and the Margate Library. When you look around Margate lately, though, I do find one thing very interesting, and I served Margate, as some of you may know. I was president of the school board for 7 years, and I noticed that there's very little recognition of women in our community. And I took a little drive around on my way here today, and I noticed the Rim ball fields, and I noticed the Ross School, and I noticed the Thai School, and I noticed the Patina Performing Arts Center, but I don't see anything dedicated in the name of a woman. We've had women commissioners, we've had women superintendent, we've had women firefighters, we've had women police officers. We have, my daughter's a woman EMT volunteering in Longport, not in Margate, but, there's a lot of recognizable women in this town, yet none of them have any recognition on any of our buildings, not one. So why not start today with the library, with Joan SLES, and let's start, a matriarch for this community instead of just continually, going down a path that shows no recognition of generations of women that contributed equal time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears of all those men, Dr. Patina, Mayor Ross, etc. The women have applied just as much effort and are deserving as just as much recognition in this city. Speaking briefly and in conclusion about my mother, she has the hat trick. She worked as the lunch lady at the Thai school before she worked at the library. So she worked for the school district, and I don't know what that paid, but that was a labor of love too, because I remember being there in kindergarten waiting in line to grab a milk from my mom. And so she worked at the school, she worked at the library, she volunteered at the polls and was county commission sitting here in these buildings, for every single election day, municipal, state, federal. So she did that. And she volunteered at Lucy, and she was on the board of Lucy. So that's the Margate hat trick, and she's got it. School, Lucy, library. So I appreciate the support of all the commissioners. If one of the commissioners sits on that board and gets a vote, we're imploring for that vote and that dedication. And I think it's time to name a woman, a building after a woman, and in particular, the first woman should be Joan SLES, and there will be many to follow. Thank you. I submit.
Thanks, JB. All right, do we have any other public comment?
Mayor, what are we going to do with those pictures? You want to give them back to me? Is that your personal collection?
Keep, just to familiarize, just keep a copy of my speech and the pictures, help us out. Thank you.
And you're Richard that I worked
Yes.
with on the beach.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen you in many years.
How's you looking? Now turning out.
That's
yes.
right. You were
Did
my
this in
rookie.
May.
I almost drowned you a couple times. Yes.
Oh. Didn't swim either, that was the swab.
Nah, I never ate anybody's lunch. I did a lot of bad, but I didn't do that.
All right,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Slomine, and I live at 9 Exeter Court in Margate. And I'm here tonight because I wanted to congratulate the mayor and the 2 city council members for passing Resolution 183-2023, Resolution Confronting and Combating Anti-Semitism. It's an issue that's near and dear to my heart, and it's also near and dear to the members of the Margate Democratic Club. And when I brought this up to them and told them about your passing of this resolution, they were extremely excited, and they wanted to ask me to come and thank you personally. The other thing that I just wanted to bring up was I understand that at your last meeting in August, you had a terrible incident with your Zoom. And I wanted to just say, please don't let that eliminate Zoom for Margate citizens, because a lot of people like myself are in our late 70s, and we just aren't always feeling up to par. And the Zoom is a way of keeping in touch. And without the Zoom, I think, all the things that you mentioned when you were running, which is more transparency and other issues related to people getting more involved in civic engagement, it's really important to have that Zoom working. And the only other thing that I wanted to mention is I had a friend that was listening to it in the beginning of August, and she said that the video is good when certain people are near the mic, like I am right now. But when you move back, you can't hear what the people comment, and not everybody that gives out their reports, you can't always hear them. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I haven't been on the Zoom, so I didn't know it. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Great feedback. Thank you.
It's still operational.
And Mary, just so you are aware, we still are on Zoom. We turn the monitors off in here just so that the public that is present, if there is another incident, that would not be visible to them. And there really was no purpose to the monitors in here, didn't serve a purpose to the public, so we chose to turn them off. But thank you. Do we have any more public comment? Is there a motion to close public comment?
Motion.
Second?
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
We will now open the floor up to public comment on the resolutions and ordinances on today's agenda. If anyone has any comment on the ordinances on today's agenda, please step forward to the microphone. Do we have a motion to close public comment on resolutions?
Motion.
I will second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
Johanna, will you proceed with the ordinance and resolutions, please?
May I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 11-2023, an ordinance amending and revising the Margate City Municipal Code, Chapter 257, Vehicles and Traffic, Section 257-29.
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 195, 2023, authorizing bill payment and claims?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 196, 2023, authorizing payment to Colmar Home Center?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
I abstain.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 197, 2023, authorizing establishment of City of Margate City fund balance policy for fiscal year 2023?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 198, 2023, a resolution approving the corrective action plan for the annual audit report for the year ending 2022?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
On our consent agenda, we have pulled resolution number 2005-2023, and we have also pulled resolution number 2006-2023. So may I have a motion for resolution number 199-2023 through resolution number 204-2023?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
At this time, we have resolution number 207-2023, declaring closed session.
Motion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
At this time, we'd like the public to exit the room while we held our closed session, which is in reference to discussion of major capital improvements with Lucy the Elephant. We will invite you back when this is over.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
May I have a motion to come out of closed session, please?
Motion.
Second?
Mayor Collins,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Horn.
Yes.
Okay, so we've come out of our executive session, and what we've done is now we've considered the request by the Lucy Committee for financing. A lot of questions have arisen. Some of the things that we've determined to go forward with is we're going to speak with our former auditor, Leon Costello, to have a better grasp of all the capital improvement programs and how this would bear on financing a portion of the Lucy project. We're also going to move forward and confirm the style and the design, and we're going to try to have a meeting again with the Lucy Committee to forward this. There's no final determination on anything. It's just that the course of action we're going to follow to try to gather all of our facts and make the best informed decision that we can. Good enough, Joanne?
Yep.
Not Joanne, Johanna. Joanne's
right.
my wife. She's not my wife.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
Those
Mara,
some
you have anything
days.
to add before we close? Kathy?
No.
All right, is there a
Oh,
motion?
wait, should we, this Saturday, there's, it's at, what's it called?
There is a suicide prevention walk at Hard Rock.
At 9 a.m., I believe.
Starts at 10, I believe.
Yes,
Warming up at 9, starts at 10, goes towards the inlet.
yes.
And anybody planning to attend, just be aware it is the Atlantic City Triathlon. It's deep in Atlantic City where the walk is, so plan accordingly because there will be road closures. I will be there. I'm probably going to leave early. We're park at Jackson Avenue, take a jitney up if you're coming from Down Beach.
That's great.
That's
Okay.
probably the way to do it. And we'll, like I said, it's going to form up at 9, start at 10, go down towards the inlet, and then come back to the Hard Rock.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hard Rock is offering free parking if anyone goes there, but there may not be any available based on all of the events in town. And as was mentioned, Dean Rendazzo, Surf for a Cause is Saturday as well, and I believe Saturday starts Tennis for Autism.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so it's a busy day. So I welcome everybody to join us there. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.